Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to What If Deku Had a Dark Matter Quirk Part 4. First off, there's a very few things I would like to explain. I've been on for a long time because a lot of stuff happened for me back where I'm from, not like my own country because I live where I was born, but where I live, I guess in America you call it a town. I had a bunch of drama kick off, and then I went to I'm staying at my dad's right now. I didn't have my PC, I didn't have my mic, I didn't have nothing, but I managed to get my mic and then my speaker, but didn't have a PC. So my uncle, I've been waiting all this time for my uncle to lend me a laptop, and he lent it, and I made a whole post about it, but then the mic wouldn't connect, and so then I got my mate to look at it, and that's working, so video should be back. And I know I just keep on disappearing on you guys, but yeah, it's what it is, I guess, innit? But anyway, now that we've got that heart out of the way, I just wanted to say this as well. Since I've been gone for a long time, I wanted to change the story a little bit, so I'd be able to understand it myself a bit more. So yeah, so by the way guys, before I say anything else, this episode is going to be more about a power and Deku up, but also making his power, that power more of a plot point because when I was not making videos in my break, I figured out that his power should be more like a main part of the series, like a main plot point, not just, oh yeah, he can do this. Other than that guys, said what I wanted to say. Please enjoy me being back, and yeah, I'd say keep it low, 50 likes for the next part. Not even that, I'll be nice, 25, because actually now 50, I believe in you guys. Anyway, other than that, cue the intro. We now go to Deku, who wakes up in UA hospital very confused. He doesn't even remember why he fell asleep. That's when he hears the voice of Dark Azuki saying, "Look who's finally awake. Get enough beauty sleep, princess." Deku shoots up and suddenly remembering everything. Mutters, "Kachan, oh no, wait, I saw my dad." No, before all that, Deku is overcome with rage and yells, You took control, you made me do it, it was all you." It goes quiet and Dark Azuki says, "Calm down, you know as well as I do, we are both to blame for that. You couldn't accept me and I couldn't reject you. As such, only chaos ensued. But I'm sure you yourself can tell something is different." Deku pauses. No matter how much he wants to deny it, he was also to blame for those feelings, that they were as much his as they were his dark twin. One sec. Bella, shut up. Bella's my German shepherd, by the way. Deku then says, "What do you mean, different?" Dark Azuki laughs and says, "Come on, Azuki, think." Deku pauses and says, "Huh? When you talk to me, it doesn't hurt like it did before. All I could feel from you was pure bloodthirst and full of hatred and destruction. But now there's nothing like that. Now I actually feel surprisingly calm. The calmest I've ever felt, how I was before Dad died. No, actually, maybe even a bit calmer." Deku pauses and thinks, wait, normally when I think about Dad, I find about tears, but now I feel like I have finally accepted that them feelings are pointless. Deku pauses and asks Dark Azuki to explain, and so Dark Azuki says, "To begin with, I was always a part of your quirk, but due to how your quirk activated or awakened, as you like to say, with your feelings of hatred, I was actually suppressed in them feelings and hatred. I was actually suppressing them feelings of hatred, absorbing them and being corrupted by them. I soon grew to hate everything out of friends or family, you, and even myself. So instead of being part of you that was meant to help you, I became the party that would destroy you. Eventually, you felt the same level of as hatred as you did when your father died, and as I finally truly activated. And as I said before, you could not accept me, and I could not reject you. This meant that your body was constantly at a state of war with itself, and as a defensive mechanism, one of us would slowly be wiped out, leaving one to remain. And in all truth, that should have been me. I should have been the one left. I completely took you over, but somehow a small part of you neither of us knew about still existed, pulsating throughout your entire body, being guided by a force, allowing my corruption to be destroyed, and for us to truly find harmony in a summary. How you are now is how you should have always been, but due to the complicated way it happened, I'm here to stay. But if what I believe is true, then this actually is a benefit to the both of us. Deku confused says, "What do you mean?" As he said this, Deku's right arm is raised, and he's confused and realizes that it was Dark Deku. Before Deku says anything, Dark Deku says, "You see, the difference is before, when I took control, it was by force, and you would naturally fight her as you could feel my intent to destroy. You reacting like that, it was almost like your instinct, but now as you yourself noticed, somehow me and you are both able to fully be in control at the same time. As just as I can easily lift your arm, you can easily lower it." And Deku does this and now finally understands what Dark Izuku means. It's almost like his body has a new sense, other than the 5 basic ones. After a few hours figuring it out, Deku's finally managed to have a grasp on it and decided to look at his stats, and to his surprise they've nearly doubled. Strength 95, Agility 80, Stamina 75, Durability 99, Control 99. Dark Izuku explains, "This is as we both had our own strength, and now that we have decided to come together, our power has been combined." Deku sees he can alizate 1 stat point and decides on durability, but to his surprise it fails. A feeling of fear shoots across him as he thinks, "No, don't tell me this was my limit." Deku then looks at control and attempts to raise it, and to his surprise it actually rises and changes to Advanced Control 1. Deku feels his entire body change as he immediately gains a deeper understanding of his quirk's ability, and also learns he has been using it wrong this entire time. What a twat, guys, ain't it? Before he can investigate, his entire class bursts in the room. Deku looks at him and a tear comes to his eyes. He is so happy to see them. Fucking pussy. Oh, sorry guys. He jumps out of bed and runs at Bakugo, hugging him and smiling, while Bakugo just says, "Hey Deku, what happened to your hair?" Bakugo's eyes widen as he chucks Deku off him, preparing to fight, and says, "You bastard, you still have control over Izuku." Deku's baffled and looks in the mirror. His hair and pupils have become pitch black, similar to how it is when Dark Izuku fully took over. Dark Izuku says, "This is the effect of us accepting each other. Instead of your quirk being activated manually, you're constantly in your quirk state 24/7, as that's how it should have been from the start. Your quirk shouldn't have had to been activated, you should have just always been in it. But because of what happened, yeah, you already know, it was a bit complicated, innit? It was like your parents' marriage. Your dad's very old." I'm gonna stop taking the piss out of Deku. Deku laughs and says, "Kachan, calm down, it's me, I pinky promise." Just to be safe, as I'll bring someone in, he can use their quirk to inspect Deku's mind. This is just fucking like random plotting it. And find him could be in complete control. Relieved, Bakugo calms down and Deku explains everything. Now a few weeks have passed and everyone is there for a hero apprenticeship. Everyone except for Deku. After the year of Festival, yes, they all recognise his strength, but many people feared Deku. So as everyone else got into their canon apprenticeship, while Deku was just left on his own and decided to train on his own, which is fine. It was way better that way for him anyway, because he has stuff he wanted to test out. As everyone leaves for their apprenticeship, All Might sees Deku leaving the school and runs over and says, young Midoriya, why didn't you accept my apprenticeship offer?" Midoriya looked at All Might and smiled, saying, "Thank you for your offer, but one, it wasn't official. I didn't actually get a letter. You just told me yourself now. But I don't think you'd be able to help me improve." All Might laughs and says, "Young Midoriya, I think you should reconsider. I am the number 1 hero after all. Not only can I help you improve your version of one for all, my experience alone being a hero should be able to suffice." Deku smiles fades as he leaks a bit of his power. With the new way of control, with the stat being at advanced control, none of his energy or power was being wasted while trying to sustain his form. Now he was able to use it, most of it. All Might feels the power wash over him, and although there is no bad intention behind the power, All Might's legs still shake. The only thing that has ever made him feel this suppressed was All for One. But this was different. This power had no evil or harm meant behind it. Just how could he put this? It was just overpowering. Deku immediately stops and manages to laugh and says, "See, I agree. We're probably benefiting from individual training more than training with me." After hearing this, Deku leaves away and begins his hardcore training. The first thing Deku realized after his control stat turned up into advanced control is the amount of power he used to waste. And this was because before him and Darkizuki found their harmony, he would need to manually activate his quirk, where his body would be turned into dark matter from regular matter, wherever the hell we are. And only after Deku and Darkizuki could bless all that beef, he realised about how his quirk was using 99.99999 and so on % of its power to change Deku's body into dark matter, leaving him with that 0.00001% to use. Now take that into consideration. He was already busted, but he's literally been using 0.00001% of his power. Mud. No, but now that him and Darkizuki are blessed, his body is sort of evolved, and it's now using 50% of his power to change his body into dark matter, leaving him with 50% to use. That's still like a massive boost. That's nearly like a billion, not even more than a billion times stronger. But yeah, you're left in with 50% to use. That's why All Might found it so unbearable to endure. Deku's main goal now is to fully transform his body to dark matter. So his body will constantly be in a dark matter, but it will be a long process to do. Deku knew that this could be dangerous if people was around him, and began to wonder where he could go where someone wouldn't find him. The thought then came to his head how before, without even pushing his power to its limits, he could somewhat alter the world around him. He could somewhat alter the world around him. But now with his power way stronger than it was before, couldn't he technically do more than that? But couldn't he just do that more intensely? Deku began to concentrate and build dark matter up and mould it. To Deku's surprise, the world around him didn't change like he expected, but instead a small hole appeared in front of him, and inside it, it was exactly what Deku intended to create. It was his own mini world. Deku got an alert which said skill created, pocket dimension. Not only this, but his advanced control stat increased by 1, and the pocket dimension became stable enough for Deku to enter it. It was literally the world he envisioned. Deku smiled, knowing that this meant there was limitless possibilities to what he could do with his power. Deku began to concentrate, transforming his body down to every cell, and he soon began to notice that this would take a lot longer than he expected. He began to wonder how he would do this in his weak time limit, and then realised that maybe he could change the flow of time in his own world. He began to mess with the reality around him, learning his power bit by bit. And he was able to do this as this world was constructed by dark matter, and he soon managed to alter the flow of time, where one day on the outside was 1 week in here. He was proud of himself, and as a bonus he got the skill time manipulation, as well as his advanced control going up to 4. Deku yet again began to alter his body. He noticed the more he did this, the more his control stat rose, making the progress quicker. Deku was finally about 99%, where his body was already converted. It fully felt natural, but then suddenly, pain. Deku felt his entire body being torn apart. He didn't understand what was happening. It was too much. Darkizuki yelled, "Izuku, your body isn't able to handle it. It's not durable enough. Stop." Hearing Darkizuki say durable gave Deku the idea. He opened his stats and he saw he had 1 point left to put into whatever stat he wanted. And even though it didn't work before, he put the point into durability, and it went from 99 durability to advanced durability 1. The world turned black for Deku, but he wasn't scared. He felt at home in it. He soon realised the darkness around him was all dark matter. It felt endless. He slowly began absorbing it as much as he could, but soon realised it truly was endless, like infinite. Deku woke up laying on the ground. His body felt as if it had no weight, like he was lighter than a feather. It felt right, how it should have always been. That's when Deku realised that he had been in there for 7 weeks. His time is nearly running out. Deku left his pocket dimension and checked his stats. He was stunned. Strength 99, agility 99, stamina 99, advanced durability 25, advanced control 30. He had never been this strong in his life, and he thought, all these other ones jumped to advanced durability. What if I did strength and agility and stamina? Deku was excited by the possibilities. As Deku was heading back to UA, he realised it was getting dark, and his phone had he checked his phone for the first time since he went in there, and he just got a message. He opened it, and it was Ida sending his location. Deku got an alert. Skill created, 6 cents. The skill summary for this said, skill is known to increase all users' senses by all users' 5 senses by thousands of folds, like times all 5 senses by 1,000, like 2,000, 3,000, whatever. But also unlocks another one that can help him sense danger, tell when someone's lying, sense when another one's life is at risk, and even potentially predict the future. This skill is a passive skill and it has room for growth. As this skill unlocks, Deku's overwhelmed by a feeling of dread as images shoot into his head of Ida's dead body, Todoroki's, and thousands of citizens. Deku, using his full speed, gets to Ida. And when he gets there, he instantaneously sees a man in all red with 2 swords about to behead Ida and Todoroki. In a legit split second, just for Stain to come alive and fly past Deku, aiming for Todoroki and Ida. Deku immediately laughs and says, no you don't, and uses his new time manipulation skill to slow down time, easily being able to make it ahead of Stain and boot Stain in the head, sending his body ragdolling. Time then returns to normal. Everyone who saw this happen was amazed, as for them it happened in an instant where time was slowed. Deku laughed, but Stain slowly got up and says, you're laughing now, but once I get a taste of your blood, you're done for. Deku, intrigued, says, fine by me, go ahead, I'm curious as well. To Stain's surprise, Deku let Stain cut him, and then Stain tastes his blood. Stain's eyes widen as he screams out for help, as dark marks spread all over his body, consuming his very fabric of his being alive, his life force, as well as changing his body. Deku smirks, as his thought was always, what would happen if someone consumed pure dark matter? And he got his answer by the notification in front of him, known as New School Learn, Create Servants. A Stain kneels in front of Deku, being consumed by his dark matter, becoming his servant. Deku sees that a perk of this deal is whoever becomes a servant gets a little upgrade, and Stain's ability, well, his quirk, which is now his ability, was upgraded to where he doesn't need to even lick their blood anymore for it to be paralyzed. They just need to be cut by him or scratched by him or anything, and they will be paralyzed. This then, Deku finds that he learned the ability of always servant, meaning Deku got the skill paralysis scratch. Anyway guys, I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure you share with your friends, family, etc. I know I haven't been back for a long time, but I'm back now and I'm here to stay. Let's get the grind going, let's get it hustling, let's make me more money, let's get more views. And you're just in it for the money. I'm in it partly for the money, because who isn't going to be in it if you're getting paid? But yeah, I'm glad I am back, guys. I'm looking forward to the more videos I'm making, especially the one planned. And other than that, guys, peace out. I know this will be a surprise. Sorry, my thing crashed. I know this will be a surprise to you. And yeah, other than that, guys, hit the like goal, 50 likes, and yeah, subscribe. Peace out, guys. Love.